Hey, everyone, pajama bosses. I'm so excited. We have another legend here for our legend series, and we want to welcome Tim Erway. Tim, how are you?
I am doing awesome, especially now that I'm here and looking at your smiling faces.
Yeah, all the way into Florida. Wow.
Yeah.
And let me just take a couple of seconds to introduce Tim Erway. He's been someone that we've been following for years and years, and he's been amazing influence on what we're doing. And I know that a long time ago, Tim Erway, when he was very young, started in network marketing and got a lot of experience in the industry. And then he kept adding on to his skills and became, really a guru in the online marketing area. He runs the Elite Marketing Pro and really helps network marketing with generating leads, converting them into prospects and converting them into their teammates, and has produced some really core programs that have helped us and many other people in network marketing to do that. So team, I know there's so many more things that I would love to introduce, but as we get into the interview, we want you to share everything. How are you today?
I am doing fantastic. I'm really excited, guys. This should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I know, just like everyone else, a long time ago, you started in the industry of network marketing and then transitioned into the online. And I really want you to share the story, because I know that you're one of these pioneers that has connected network marketing industry and then adopted some of the skills from the online marketing and connected it into, for people to make it easier to use it. Is that right?
Yeah, and I've got a debt of gratitude for the network marketing industry because really I was able to cut my teeth in entrepreneurship by becoming a network marketing distributor. And really, I learned a lot about self-development, personal development, how to relate to people, how to understand people, and really how to influence people. And I think that those skills translated very well as I segued over to online marketing. And so just super grateful for network marketing, super grateful for the industry. Although I don't personally participate in it anymore myself, I do have lots of clients and customers that are exceptional network marketers, powerful leaders. And so again, I'm glad to give back to an industry that gave me so much in any way that I can. And so the story of how I went to internet marketing or network marketing was actually interesting. 16 years old, got excited about entrepreneurship, reading a book called Think and Grow Rich. I think pretty much everyone's heard of it and read it in this industry. And that's what I love again about the industry is it's focused on personal development. And really that planted the seed for entrepreneurship for me. And so I was open and receptive and happened to meet somebody that was in a small company you might have heard of, Amway. And so was recruited into Amway at 16, had to get my parents' permission to actually sign up as a rep, which is kind of funny. And then there I was, this 16-year-old, really kind of wet behind the ears, shy, afraid to talk to people, really not confident, really afraid of talking to anybody. And I remember, I'll never forget how painful and scary it was to make the list and pick up the phone and call people and how much of an idiot I made out of myself the first several times I tried. And so I just never really got good at the old school network marketing stuff. But I will say this, that foundational stuff, especially in the beginning, just getting over my fears and learning how to talk to people, learning how to connect to people, and really just reading and learning more about, how to be a leader really helped me out in my business. And what I did learn is what my weaknesses were. And so I realized a long time ago that I wanted to be the guy to figure out systems and kind of hack things. I never followed the script. In school, I'm a high school dropout. I always hated structure and to a point where it was unhealthy. So, dropped out of school, was a fast food manager and just wasn't going anywhere with my life. But then, realized I need to learn a little bit of structure and learn how to have some confidence and learn how to have some sort of discipline. So joined the military, did my time in the Coast Guard, traveled the world, saw some cool stuff, and got out of that really even more inspired to be an entrepreneur. And I tried network marketing several times. I was a firefighter first, a medic, did all that stuff. So I experienced all the employment. I had some cool jobs, but I still knew entrepreneurship was for me. So tried companies. I had two companies, not one, two companies shut down by the FTC. And that's, we have alphabet soup agencies here in the States. So they like to, shut businesses down that are using tactics that are questionable, if you know, marketing tactics, and the FTC is one such company. So yeah, had the rug pulled out from under me a couple of times. Not really having a lot of success, but definitely putting the time in and energy to build up a team, and having that taken away, even if it was a small team, was very painful. And then I found the internet, and the internet was the great equalizer for me. And I realized, wow, I could do, I can basically get my message in front of a lot of people without, you know, going to the mall, and without chasing Aunt Sally and Uncle Bill and trying to convince them to sign up as a rep. So I thought, well, I could just do that same thing online. So I spammed people. I did everything wrong. I, you know, chatted with people on instant messenger. I think it was AOL at the time. I did, like, you know, I just hey, join my deal. And I was that guy, right? I was that really annoying guy that was like trying to chase people and bring them into my opportunity. And then I met someone who did, who actually created one of the first power line systems, it's called. And that was when the convergence of online, offline network marketing was really starting to take hold. And he had built this power line system, really interesting guys put this thing together. And that created urgency in getting people to sign up, kind of, you know, putting people under you and using like all the marketing tactics that I had started to learn about as I was, you know, doing network marketing wrong. But he was using online marketing to create this system and have all these, you know, really cool marketing tools that were interesting to attract people and get them involved and enrolled. And so I was fascinated by that. They were enrolling hundreds of reps a day. So I was like, how do you do that offline? So that really got me fascinated. And there's no way you can do that offline. You can only do that with you know, online stuff. So I started to kind of question what I'd been told about offline marketing. I questioned about what I'd been told about online marketing, about going and chasing people and doing the same thing that didn't work offline and thinking it was going to get different results online. And then really figured out how to generate my own traffic. And I started doing what the leaders were doing versus what they were saying. And really just figured that stuff out, and it went from there. And from that point on, I got out of network marketing. I started a finance company, a debt-related company, like how to get out of debt. I started selling software. I was an affiliate marketer. I've sold everything from software to information products to real estate, if you can believe it, on the internet, completely on the internet. So it's been interesting. And a lot of these principles of marketing really apply to anything you want to sell. And the thing that I figured out was that the network marketing industry it's called the network marketing industry, but a lot of it lacks marketing. And so my goal for working with Mike Dillard, who was one of my most successful students, and again, I was out of the industry at this point. I no longer was involved in network marketing, but I was doing all my other stuff. Mike was crushing it with, you know, magnetic sponsoring. And he was always calling me for help. And then he invited me to become a partner in his company. And I said, you know what, I'm not really that interested. And then I started thinking about what I was doing. And then he started sending me some results about what was happening with him. And I questioned that initial decision. And I decided to partner with him and didn't look back and just kept going. We grew it from, you know, 1 million to 4 million and kept on going every year, higher and higher, and just had a lot of fun and learned a lot about online marketing and building companies. And so magnetic sponsoring, you know, that's kind of the predecessor of what we're doing now at Elite Marketing Pro. And so it's been a really interesting learning experience. So I hope that summarizes the.
Oh, yes.
I know it's a long version.
Well, we can see, Tim, definitely, and I think everybody that is watching this, you can see that you are an excellent entrepreneur. You know, you're a perfect example of somebody that's like, you know, no matter what happens, always tries to make it happen no matter what, with no excuses at the end of the day. But I'm just gonna take you a little bit back to, again, not when you started, but all the journey up to today. And everybody that is watching this obviously is gonna say, wow, Tim is amazing, you know, he's got it, you know, he's a born entrepreneur. My question would be the thing is, obviously you've tried many things that didn't work, but you still kept going. You would have an internal dialogue that you go through. So you kept trying and trying and trying until something worked out. So what is that internal dialogue that keeps you going or kept you going until today, until a successful, you know, entrepreneur or pajama boss, how we say, working from home, as everybody can see, you have your home office and you're very comfy and very homey there. So what was that internal dialogue? What is it that you say to yourself? How do you get over all these hurdles and challenges that you have?
So that evolved, and it's interesting. It started out with, don't screw this up. And I'm a believer in, it's not how hard you fall, it's how quickly you get back up. And so, but in the beginning, I really wanted to prove other people were wrong about me. I wanted to prove to myself that I was worth something. So I had something to prove. So it was a very ego-based driver in the beginning. And it was very much like, I want to feel good about myself because I'd failed a lot at a lot of things. And I just refused to quit merely because I wanted to show everybody else that doubted me, that said that I couldn't do it. I wanted to show them I could. And so that was a driver in the beginning. And you know what? That worked until it didn't work. And then, when it created no consistency in business because fear, pain, and doing things for external motivation purposes, they're fleeting, and it doesn't give you any consistent growth in your life or in your business, is what I found. So what really does work for me, and how my motivation shifted, was it was not on the pain or the problems, but on the solutions and the desire to have a bigger and better future, and really just empower myself and other people to be able to live their lives to the fullest and just truly live your passion. And so that's really what inspires me. So what keeps me getting back up now? It's just habitual. So before, I had to really force myself. When I screwed up and failed, I had to pull myself out of the dumps. I mean, it was a personal, emotional thing for me to fail. And I failed over and over again. And I went down and I got depressed. And you know what? I literally almost quit as an entrepreneur many times. And then I realized I can look at this failure as a failure and devastating and take it personal, or I could go, that didn't work. What might I do differently? And so now my failures are so fast, you don't even see them because I autocorrect. And instead of dwelling on the problem, I shift now into what else might work, what else might work, what else might work. And it's habitual and it happens fast. So when I screw up externally, some people don't even know that I screw up because I'm shifting so fast into what does work. And so, yeah, I still mess up. I still have things that happen, and I still have things once in a while. And I think every couple of years, no matter how resourceful you are, no matter how fast you adapt, you have things that hit you like a ton of bricks and that stop you dead in your tracks for a little while. But you don't have to stay there, is what I found. And so for me, it's all about being resourceful and saying, you know what, that didn't work. What can I learn from this? And how can I improve the next time that I do that and never have to repeat that failure again? So I hope that answers the question.
Totally answers the question. And I want to go deeper. And you're saying, it's so habitual. So what sort of habits, success habits from anywhere from, daily routines or any other success habits have allowed you to stay so focused, not so focused, but to be able to get a backup? So would you share any of those habits?
I will share plenty of those habits with you. First and foremost, I realize my limitations. How many of you watching this have to-do lists that are this long? How many of you accomplish those to-do lists? How many of you have a goal to actually eliminate what's on your to-do list? Because I don't, because it'll never happen. So for me, I chunk everything down. Every day I have 3 to 5 things that I do, and I've prioritized those 3 to 5 things that I need to get done on a daily basis. So I'm very structured with my time now, whereas before, I'll do it when I get around to it. Now I know my 3 to 5 things that I have to do every single day in order to move forward. I'm constantly evaluating my goals. I'm constantly setting goals. So SMART goals, I don't know if you're familiar with SMART goals, but when I set goals, my goals are, I have a little bit of a different version of SMART based on what my coach shared with me. Simple, strategic is S. Measurable is the second one, that's SM. A is achievable, attainable. R is realistic and relevant, and T is on a timeline or time bound. And so my goals all have that structure, and then I create strategic objectives for our company, And then those objectives are broken down into my daily action plan. And so everything links together that I'm doing, that everyone on our team is doing. We have our vision, we know where we're going, and we're constantly checking in with each other to make sure that we're on track. And all of us are working towards the objectives, thereby helping us to achieve our goal. And so that's basically how we work from a productivity standpoint, but that doesn't really, that's not everything. I'd say that's the process that we follow, and that's important, but motivation and inspiration. So let me talk about each of those. Motivation is fleeting. It comes and it goes. You go to an event, you're motivated, right? You hear something like this, you get motivated. And then there's inspired. So motivation is externally, it helps. It's beneficial. To be externally motivated definitely helps, but being inspired is a little bit different. So when people talk about their why, I like to talk about your vision. Why, I don't like that word. My coach doesn't use that word, and he doesn't allow us to use it. I won't get into the reasoning behind that, but I don't use why, but I absolutely use vision. So vision is so important for us. One of the things that I really believe in is we create our own lives. And so I'm constantly looking at the life that I already have in the future as if it's now. And that's my vision for who I am. And I'm always able to tie that back into the goals. And so always there's that synergistic alignment between my goals and my vision and what I'm doing right now. And it all ties together here and here. And it's connected head and heart. And so that's how I work, and that's how I stay passionate. As far as how I'm productive, right now I'm at my stand-up desk. It's a sit-stand desk. And this camera won't reach, but I have my whiteboard over here. I can push a button, and I can be sitting and standing, and that's how I stay energetic when I do calls and webinars. I can stand up, and it just keeps my energy higher. And I have this thing right here is what I sit on. I sit on this when I'm sitting down. I just lower my desk, and I have this $1,000 Aeron chair that I use as a footrest occasionally. But this ball that I'm sitting on is 9 out of 10 times what I'm sitting on. Today I did sit in the chair for a little while, but typically it's here on this ball, so I can bounce. And
that's amazing. So it's like you're intertwining both productivity with health, and of course some of the really strategic business things. And you've mentioned your mentor twice. So obviously throughout your career, in the last 10 or 15 years, you've had many mentors, and maybe you can share a little bit how important that is. I mean, people often get inspired, like you're saying, or motivated when they go to an event or listen to an interview like this, but having mentorship, real mentorship, is so important. So maybe you can share maybe a couple of stories how that's helped you through a really difficult setback, or maybe something really inspiring that has happened because you had a mentor.
Sure. And just on the subject of mentorship in general, gosh, I can't tell you how much of an important, winning in business is not a solo event or activity. It's a team effort. And I totally 100% believe that. So our company has several levels of mentorship programs because we believe in it. We know mentorship works. Every single one of my mentorship students that's getting results attributes it to getting mentorship with me. I attribute all of my success to my mentors. Mentorship is everything. And I've got a philosophy that I live by. It's find someone who's got what you want, do what they do, and you'll get what they got. And I lived by that, have lived by that for most of my life. And so when I'm really thinking about, what I want to accomplish, I go out there and I seek out mentors that have accomplished what I want. And I think everyone needs to do that. If you don't have mentorship, if you're not striving to move forward in your life, if you're not challenged by your mentor to be bigger and greater, then you're not living your life to your full potential. So yes, once in a while, I break away from mentorship and I focus on the doing, but I always go back when I'm ready for growth again, and when I'm ready to be coached and get mentorship, and there's a new area where I need to break through, I will absolutely seek out mentors and invest in them. I've in the last year, several years, I've invested 6 figures per year just in coaching and mentorship. This year, not so much, but last year, absolutely. So yeah, it's like I said, it's cyclical, and I always will I always grow. I always believe there's room to grow. I don't think anyone ever is going to reach the pinnacle of success. I'm very small fries compared to a lot of people I know, and I prefer to always see where else I can grow in what areas of my life. And how do you get there? Mentorship for me. So,
yeah, you always prefer to be the kind of the small fish in the room rather than the biggest fish. Is that right?
Absolutely. Yep. And if I'm the biggest fish, I'm playing in the wrong pond.
Very interesting.
The other thing that I was going to add, Masha, is as you can see, guys, Tim is hardworking, very determined. You know, born entrepreneur. You know, born or made entrepreneur, obviously.
Not born.
Yeah. Well, over the years, you know, you've become who you are today, and I believe that you wanted to be your own boss at the end of the day. So that's what I mean by born entrepreneur.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you know, you believe, you have such a belief in who you want to be that it becomes part of yourself. But at the end of the day, the other thing that I think we can all see also while you were speaking is that you are a fun guy. You're a cool guy. You have, you know, I can see at the back of your in your office, you have a nice, cool picture of the Baja California. Is it?
Yep.
So.
Yep.
You want to share with the audience, what does you know, a proud father of 4 children, what do you do for fun?
Okay, so Miguel, thank you so much for that. That's awesome. Great questions, by the way. I love your guys' questions. Okay, so let me share this first of all. I am lazy by nature. I am the laziest person you will ever meet. All of what I do, the structure that I have in my life, is so that I can be lazy the rest of the time. So I look put together and structured. I have to have a work environment that's conducive and productive for me, or I won't work. So you're looking at somebody who's exceptionally lazy, not lazy in the sense of like watching TV and eating potato chips, but I want to do fun stuff, not work. And so for me, work better damn well be fun. And I better have, like, the 2 most important investments, I think, are your bed and your workspace. And I think sleep is critical. I think rest is critical. I think, you know, we spend a lot of our time in bed. So we need to really invest in a place that's comfortable, make that environment conducive to sleeping. Likewise, with an office where we work, where we spend most of our waking hours, we need to make that conducive to who we are, or to help us to be the best we can be. And so for me, it was required. But here's the thing, is the reason I work with intensity is so I can do that. So I can go race cars, or I can go ride my motorcycle, or I can go hang out with my kids who should be here any minute. You know, like, that's like traveling the world and doing fun stuff. That's what I want to do. So I built my business specifically to have a lifestyle, not to work my lifestyle around my business. And, you know, one thing with network marketing that was interesting was very few people had a business that supported their lifestyle, even though that was the goal. And I met a few that did it right, that created their business. And it takes a while, and it takes determination and hard work, and it can absolutely be done. I've seen it done before. But man, you know what? If you're building a business and you're not creating balance, if you're building a business for all these reasons in the future that'll never happen, then you're probably going to lose motivation at some time, and you're not going to be inspired. And so for me, it's about now, lifestyle now. I can be this now. I can do this now. And I work with intensity so that I can have short-term milestones that I can hit, so I can go do fun things and do things that I enjoy doing. So that's what works for me. And yes, I have fun with my kids. Yes, I you know, do fun stuff like racing cars and all that stuff. And I work so that I could do that stuff.